Yes guys, and welcome back guys for a brand new video guys on my channel guys. And yes guys, we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, Newcastle guys, in the Carabao Cup 4th round guys, at home at Old Trafford guys, where we saw Manchester United get knocked out by Newcastle, with Manchester United being the holders as well. It's just embarrassing. At least gets the semi-final. But anyway guys, we made 3 changes for the last game against Crystal Palace. Talking about start 11, so we started with Onana, Dalot, Maguire, Lindelof, Reguilon, Casemiro, Mount, Anthony, Mabry, Garnacho and Martial. Get into the other reaction now. Newcastle knockout holders, embarrassing, not good enough. I'm speechless. What a shambles. We got outplayed. What a shit show. Same old story, same old shit. Lost for words. Disappointed, annoying, frustrating. Midfield is a joke. Defence all over the place. Okay start. Newcastle made an early change, obviously an injury to Matt Target, so then they went a little bit different. Newcastle, both teams working each other out. Casemiro had a shot on target and saved by the keeper. United giving away silly free kicks, Newcastle putting behind the ball. Newcastle are organised, Newcastle are looking to counter-attack us. The passing is too slow, Newcastle score for 1-0, silly and weak mistakes. Mount has a chance wide, United just lacking inspiration, Newcastle 2-0. Lacking ideas going forward, United fans getting frustrated, lacking creativity, just no heart, passion, pride, no fight. First half was piss poor. Ten Hag will want to see a response and a reaction. United got to get on the front foot and get an equaliser. United now need a miracle. United need to pick up the intensity and tempo. United on the front foot having possession. United having chances, but none of them are on target, just all going wide. United sort of growing in some sort of confidence and momentum. Mistake by Amrabat, well won in the midfield, 3-0 to Newcastle. The place just looked clueless. Hands on hips, blaming each other. Ten Hag has made personal changes. The players from the bench have brought no impact, haven't made an influence. United haven't looked threatening, weren't dangerous in the game. No physicality by United, just body language all wrong as well. United just got no response. The players just don't have any sort of confidence or momentum, just not concentrated and focusing, very lacklustre. The players are not playing for the manager, weren't aggressive or ruthless, just no fight, heart, commitment, no willingness and no desire. It is what it is, we move on. First half was piss poor, second half was overall embarrassing performance. I was pissed off at that. And I look at that game, and I was sat watching that game. I was there at the game at Old Trafford, and I'm sat there watching this game thinking, this is the Carabao Cup, we're holders, we're playing Newcastle here. I said in my last video in the build up to this game that, this would be their, it's their time to get their revenge, and, they want to put it right. And I looked at that Newcastle team, and I thought, fucking hell, that is a shit Newcastle team. So they were already immediately were like going with the back five. They had Matt Target as playing more as essential, as more as a CDM when he's not a CDM. So he's more playing 5 at the back and playing a low block, which we expected. And you know what, the way how we set out as well, I thought we've got to get at these. We've just got to pick up the intensity, pick up the tempo, be aggressive, be ruthless, bring the energy about us. And then when we get the chances, we'll hopefully grow in confidence and grow in our momentum and get a couple of goals. We have lost this game 3-0 to Newcastle. Now, that is absolutely fucking embarrassing. To get knocked out at Old Trafford, and the holders as well, is fucking dreadful. It's not good enough on our behalf. We can say and sit here and say, oh yeah, it's disappointing and frustrating, but you're the holders of this Carabao Cup. We worked our... we may not have played anyone decent last season, but you worked your absolute arse off, and to, have a fantastic season last year, and then you're coming into this season so underwhelming, not had one convincing or promising performance. You come into this game, into Newcastle in the 4th round, you're thinking this is the final of last season, want to get some sort of revenge, with loads of injuries out for Newcastle. We had more possession than them, and yet we still lose this game. That is fucking embarrassing. It's straight down embarrassing, because you should not be beaten 3-0. That's twice back-to-back home games where we've conceded twice 3 goals. And that just goes to show of that crap defence that we've got, And Maguire and Lindelof were they were like the pair of Chuckle brothers at the back, Both couldn't defend, and again the defence just split open like a bloody cake, and it's just not bloody good enough. And I tell you what, that defence was all over the place. No organisation from United whatsoever. All over the place from start to finish. Newcastle just picked their moments. They sat back, they sat deep, they were patient, and then, they got on the break or run a play, got us on the counter attack, and they played us off the park. They fucking played us off the park. We're at home, we're at Old Trafford. 7,000 fans from Newcastle have travelled for this, and we've put up an absolute shit show of a game in a Carabao Cup where you're defending the Carabao Cup this season, and you just go out with a whimper in the fourth round, an opportunity to get to the last eight as well. In the quarter final, big teams have gone out, the likes of Arsenal as well, and we knew that as well. So this was a great opportunity to win some silverware, and we blew it. You'll have the fans out there and say, "Oh yeah, well the Carabao Cup's not a priority," but this is a trophy that we won last season. At least get to the fucking semi-final, So at least, if Newcastle go and win this Carabao Cup, we can say at least we got beaten by the champions. But I can guarantee Newcastle will not win this game, because most United fans will want to sit at home and watch Newcastle get beat in December by whoever they're playing next. I think it's Chelsea that they're away next to. And I tell you what, fucking Chelsea, I'll have a fucking great chance of getting to that semi-final as well, the way how they're playing at the minute as well. So it's fucking not good enough that we've come into this game, we've underestimated Newcastle, we thought this is their third team, will get away with it yet again. Mentality's just completely not right yet again. And we get our pants pulled down. It's just not good enough. And I mean, I looked at our team and I thought, that's a shit Newcastle team. You've got to get out of this Newcastle team. I spoke to a Newcastle fan after that game. He did not expect Newcastle to win that 3-0. He was in shock, couldn't believe it himself that they beat us, especially when we were at home. They're playing their third team, there are loads of injuries. Look what happened to Newcastle just before the international break. Loads of injuries, and got beat by Bournemouth 2-0. And we couldn't put up a fight or anything like that. So if players are not going to put up a fight or not turn up, which we didn't do yet again, that's what you're going to get, And, we just got punished by silly, stupid mistakes, giving the ball away stupidly. And it's what you get, They sat back, they counter-attacked us, they got us on the run of play, or they either counter-attacked us, and it was well planned, well drilled, and they stuck to a game plan, and they got the job done. And, scored 3 great goals, and we couldn't defend properly, and that's what you get. And it's not good enough. What did I make of the performance? I thought it was dreadful, shocking, embarrassing, awful, and abysmal performance by the players. How can you summarise that? It's just absolutely shocking. It's dreadful. I mean, you come into a game like that against Newcastle, and where you expected to win this game, you obviously, everyone's stunned, lost for words, speechless. In a way, you're thinking we've got to bounce back after that Manchester derby, and you yet again get beat by Newcastle at home in the Carabao Cup. You at least put up a fight and at least turn up, but we didn't yet again. But it was a shambles. We got outplayed, we got outplayed, and it was a shit show. Same story, same shit yet again, and it's disappointing, annoying, frustrating, but the way we've been playing at the minute, we didn't deserve to go. Obviously, we didn't deserve to go through, obviously, because we didn't perform well. But we didn't find a way to win. So you get punished. You get punished, and if you get punished, this is what happens. And just all over the place, and just no real togetherness in this team. Players playing as individuals at the minute. So it's not good enough, and defence was all over the place. Midfield was a fucking joke. So, first half, thought first 5 minutes was okay. Could have gone either way, because I could tell that Newcastle didn't have a great start, and neither did we. So it could have gone either way in the first 5 minutes anyway. And then obviously they had an early change. Matt Target went off and Almiron came on. So they made a tactical tweak by putting Almiron on the wing. And obviously then they were like going for it a little bit more as well, because they were playing with, I think, with 4 at the back then as well. So then obviously Newcastle were more braver, took more risks. And then both teams were still trying to work each other out. Casemiro had a shot on target, saved by the keeper, but the keeper, again, Dubravka, who played for Manchester United before, had such an easy fucking night as well. We never tested that goalkeeper enough, and we were giving away silly, stupid free kicks in stupid areas. Newcastle were just putting men behind the ball. Whenever we were on the ball, they're just putting men behind the ball, well drilled, well organised. And then they're just looking to counter-attack us and, playing a low block, suck us in. And then when they get the ball and when they win the ball back, they go. So, and they have to use it well. And then I thought our passing was too slow at times. And then obviously Newcastle score for 1-0. All the goals are bloody avoidable as well. And then we make, silly and weak mistakes. Mount had a chance wide. United are just lacking inspiration, just no creativity. Newcastle go 2-0 up as well, just dance our chances, to be honest. And then at 2-0, you may be still in the game, but the way how we were performing, there was no way back for us, to be honest. And then we're lacking ideas going forward. Fans are getting frustrated, lacking creativity, just no heart, passion, pride, no fight. Piss poor first half. Then you're thinking, right, big changes are needed. Get some subs on, get some players off. Casemiro goes off injured. Amrabat comes on. Ten Hag was asking for a response and a reaction. I think he sort of got that a little bit. I thought, we'd come out okay on the front foot. You're saying to the players, right, don't make a mistake now. We've got to get an equaliser. Don't concede again. And it's like Forest all over again, but you have to do it in the second half. And then it was all about we needed a miracle at that stage. And it was all about, at least get it to a 2-2 draw. And if you have to, force it to penalties at least. But I thought, we picked up the intensity and tempo at times. It wasn't that high, but we picked it up a little bit and played a little bit more urgency about ourselves. Picked up the pace as well, on the front foot, having possession. But then we're having the chances, but we were just kept going off target. And then we were going some sorts of confidence and momentum, and then it just dented that confidence and that momentum after that, because then, Amrabat made the Joelinton was brilliant. Amrabat, too weak on the ball, and they just win the ball in the midfield, and it's 3-0 to them, and then it's just game, set and match, and that was it, to be honest. And players just look clueless. No coming back into the game. Ten Hag makes personal changes. Changes that came on too late at the time. Those changes should have been made at half time, if you ask me. And and then the players that came off the bench just didn't bring any impact or anything. Didn't really make an influence on the game. And we didn't look dangerous, and we didn't look threatening, and there was just no physicality by United. Body language all wrong by United as well. Players didn't want to be there. Players not bothered. Players just not fighting to the end. And then players just didn't have a response to that, and then just didn't have any confidence or momentum after that, and not concentrating and focusing. Same old usual, men vs boys, and it was like, the heads dropped, and then we just fold, and that's it. And it's just not good enough, and we're not aggressive, we're not ruthless, and no fight, no heart, no commitment, no willingness, and no desire. And it's not good enough on our behalf, and we go out, and it's not good enough. And all the goals that we conceded were all avoidable. First goal, Livramento won the duel, runs past players, no one's showing the desire to get rid of the ball, finds Almiron, poor defending by Delo, and scores for 1-0. Second goal, great pass by Almiron through two United players, just found a gap between two United players. Will it cross Willock crossed it, poor headed clearance by Maguire, and Hall just gets the ball on the edge of the box and then shoots and scores, and no one's just showing the desire to clear the ball yet again, and it's a goal for 2-0. And then third goal, Joe Linton just gets his foot, just wins the ball, and Amrabat was just too weak at the time, positioning all wrong, and won the ball in the midfield. Willock runs, 4 players are back, and no one's not closing him down, and they just score for 3-0 right in the corner, and it's not good enough at the end of the day. Overall, it's embarrassing, not good enough. It's disappointing and frustrating. First 5 minutes was 50-50, could have gone either way, but once Newcastle got the second goal, we knew there was no way back. We've gone out with a whimper, and it's not good enough. Not good enough. Look at the game. First 5 minutes could have gone either way. Both teams didn't really have a great start anyway. First goal is going to be crucial in games like that to Newcastle's way. And then you're thinking, can we respond and react to that? Showed a bit of a reaction, but not much of a reaction. Just players strolling around and players not fighting, not giving it everything. Players just playing by themselves, not bothering. No real togetherness in that as well, which lost us the game. And that's what lost us the game. It's just not good enough. First 5 minutes could have gone either way. If Newcastle had Matt Targett still on the pitch, United could have still had a chance, but they were patient, Newcastle. They stayed patient. They had a game plan. They sat back deep. They played with a low block. They soaked up the pressure. They were happy to give up possession. They won the ball high up the pitch, which we've not done well so far this season. We haven't done that so well this season. Lost for words, speechless, the way how we play. It's not good enough. It's embarrassing to go out like that at home. Another 3-0 defeat. Conceded another 3 goals. Defence all over the place. Midfield a joke. Just says everything about us. They thought that we're going to get away with it. They thought it's only Newcastle. Their third team will get away with it. And the mentality let us down in that as well. And once the first goal went in, the second goal went in, the heads dropped, folded. And there was just no way coming back after that. Went out with a whimper. It's not good enough when you're the holders. At least get to the fucking semi-final and go out. If Newcastle go on and win this, at least we can go and say we've got beat by the champions. But if they don't, then it just goes to show you need to got to do better than this. And Harg said in his preview that there's no second chances. He said we've got to play well for a full 90 minutes here, and you've got to in knockout phases, and if you're not on it from minute 1 to minute 90, you're just going to get punished. And we got punished, the players got punished. Just no real confidence and no real momentum. Didn't look threatening, didn't look dangerous or anything. Newcastle did what they needed to do, defended well, stayed patient. We got 3 goals out of it. They got a win, a clean sheet, and they're through to the next round against Chelsea. It's not good enough on United's behalf. Not good enough. Standards, not good enough. Didn't stick to our principles. We made mistakes. It's not good enough. We are now out of the Carabao Cup in the 4th round by Newcastle. They got their revenge after the final from last season. We've only got the Champions League if we get through, and the FA Cup later on in the season to get some silverware. How do we bounce back from this? It's obviously a tough one to take. It's embarrassing, hands down. Sorry to repeat myself, but it is embarrassing, unfortunately. How do you bounce back from this? We've just got to dust ourselves off. So again, it's all about how can we come back from it. We have to stay together as a team, as a collective, know that we've got to be better than this. We know that the standards have dropped, way dropped this season. Underperforming recently, which I fully understand myself. The players struggling for form and confidence and momentum at the minute. You have to dust yourselves off. You have to go again. Loads of games that come around the corner. You can't feel sorry for yourselves for too long. You have to feel sorry for yourself for a minute. When you go out a cup competition like this, when you're the holders, it hurts. It's anger. It's frustration. Players will hurt after that. That's what happens. Sometimes it can play on you as well when the players are not on it as well. You play too many games as well. We need to sort of just go look. At the end of the day, we've lost 2 games back to back, and we just need to get a winning run going. Just need to win the next game, which we eventually did. We need to build on our performances. We need to find a foundation again. Just need to build everything back again, build our confidence, build our momentum back again, build on the performances again. Eventually, hopefully improve, get better, and then hopefully the goals will start to whack it in the league as well. I know it's not nice to go out in a Carabao Cup, especially when you won it last season. It hurts, especially frustrating, disappointing, not good enough. Got players like that don't fight from minute 1 to minute 90. That's what happened. We didn't perform, didn't turn up, mentality all wrong, body or language all wrong. That's exactly what happens to you at the end of the day. Mentality got to us yet again. Couldn't pick ourselves up after we conceded the first one, and then it was all about we're up against it then. As soon as you always concede a goal, you know that it's going to be a mountain to climb then. We couldn't climb that mountain. It's not good enough at the end of the day. We know Ten Hag is under pressure this season and took some criticism after getting knocked out, but was he to blame? Or is it a mixture of both, the players and the manager? I mean, fans out there can blame the manager all they like. I mean, I've said this on my channel several times this season. I understand he's under pressure this season. I understand that myself. I know myself he's under pressure as well this season. And it's difficult. He knows that he has to deliver yet again. He knows he has to get top four. He knows he's going to have to get some silverware yet again. I understand that, and obviously because he's spent a load of money over the two transfer windows, summer transfer windows, spent a lot of money, got all the players that he wants now, so it's all about he implement his style of play now. He needs to be given time. I think it's not Ten Hag's fault. I think those players just simply didn't play for the manager, and this is what happens. Performances like that, back to back against City and Newcastle, that's what happens. You just throw the manager under the bus, and as soon as Jim Ratcliffe comes in, he's just going to see these games and then he's just going to sack him. These players have got to get their act together now. They know that this is proper now, and they know what's going to happen above them. Act now. I think it's a mixture of both, to be honest, of the players and the manager. At the end of the day, I do think the players have got to take a lot of responsibility on this one. The players that are making mistakes, I know Ten Hag's coaching the players, I know he's instructing them what to do in training, I know it's his team as well. Then it's all about, can you deliver and perform well on the pitch? Ten Hag's not playing. It's the players. You can see, it's evident, clear, 3-0 for them. It's clear that the players are just not playing for the manager, and when players are not playing for the manager, if the form keeps carrying on like that, then there's some serious doubts. Got to get behind him in these difficult times, because this is what the players are going to do to him. They're just going to drag him under the bus, throw him under the bus, and get him sacked. And then it's the same cycle, and you're having to get interim managers, get another manager in. He doesn't like those sort of players that's there at the club now. New players come in because they have their own players, so you can't keep doing it. You can't keep doing it every 2 or 3 years, and it doesn't work like that. I know Ten Hag's the man. I think these players at the minute think they're just going to get away with it. I think that there's a weak mentality there. The players, they think they're going to get away with it in every game. I know we play poor teams now and then, that they think they can get away with it. When it seriously gets to business, they're going to have to really step up these performances. I'm not going to criticise Ten Hag in this game. I do believe this is on the players, maybe some on the manager, but players have got to take heavily responsibility for that, and they've got to take accountability for that performance. They're the ones that blame, and they're the ones at fault for that performance. No coming back. There's no second legs in these knockout phases. We got punished. It happened to us at the end of the day. Who's my man of the match? I'll be honest, he was the worst player of the match. I don't think no one had a good game, to be honest with you. I thought Onana didn't have a good game. I think he could have done better with the first goal. Dalot poor. I thought Maguire, Lindelof poor. Reguilon poor. I thought Casemiro was alright, to be honest with you. Wasn't that bad. Mount, just not good enough again. Anthony, not good enough. Mabry, didn't do enough. Garnacho, didn't do enough. Martial, poor. Struggled to find one, to be honest with you. Especially in a game like that where you get heavily defeated 3-0. That could have been easily 4-0 towards the end of the game. Not good enough. Can't find one, to be honest. We were that poor, I can't find one. Again, is the stats now. Possession for Man United, it was 61.9%, and for Newcastle it was 38.1%. Goals for Man United, it was 0, and for Newcastle it was 3. Total shots for Man United, it was 13, and for Newcastle it was 10. Pass on target for Man United, it was 2, and for Newcastle it was 5. Pass accuracy for Man United, it was 84.6%, and for Newcastle it was 74.9%. Getting to the substitutions now. Dalot went off for Wan-Bissaka, talking about Diogo's performance. His first team starting stint may now be over. Culpable for both of the first half goals. His dithering, Miguel Almiron's was particularly ingenious. Hooked at half time. Casemiro went off at Amrabat, talking about Casemiro's performance. Off the pace again, and but for felling Joe Willock. Substituted at the interval for the second match running. Injured. Martial went off at Højlund, talking about Anthony's performance. We only knew he was on the pitch when the crowd groaned at his lapses. The invisible man up front removal. Durented approval. Garnacho went off a Rashford, talk about Alejandro's performance. Robbed the ball far too easily for Almiron's goal and was distant second best in his duel with Livramento, substituted just past the hour. Mabry went off of Fernandez, talking about Hannibal's performance. Overzealous off the ball and booked early on. Did little on the ball as the number 10 on his first start in a month. That's it. Obviously, Manchester United are now knocked out of the Carabao Cup. They've come out early in the round of 16. It's bitterly disappointing, annoying and frustrating to go out this early stage. In the stage where we saw big teams get knocked out, it was a massive opportunity for United to go through to the next round. We would have faced Chelsea, but we're not. Bitterly disappointing, to be honest with you. Embarrassing. Players are blamed for that, but they've got to take accountability for that as well. We've been stunned by Newcastle. The holders are out. At least get to the semi-finals. Not good enough on United's behalf. Got what we deserved. Performance was appalling from start to finish. We didn't deserve it. It's not good enough. Played like absolute dickheads. That's what you get. Same story, same shit. You have to live up to it. Lost for words, speechless. That's just not good enough in a way. Not a good way to sign off in the Carabao Cup. I thought this series was going to continue We knew that we had a tough game here against Newcastle no matter what. It was their third team in this game. Would have expected to win this. We didn't. We got our pants pulled down as per usual. Yeah, the players have got to take responsibility. They've got to take accountability for that. It's how you come back and it's how you react. From days like this, knockout phases, you don't get a second chance. Got punished. We got done. 3 goals. Newcastle knew what they were doing. They had a game plan. Stuck by it. They were patient. They scored 3 goals. United, on the other hand, were embarrassing from start to finish. It's just a sign off, not good enough. The holders are out. Obviously, it's not good enough. And now there's going to be new champions in the Carabao Cup. I can only wish the other teams good luck for the rest of it now. United fans have just got to sit back and see what happens now, how the season unfolds. We just got to concentrate now on the league. Just got to dig ourselves out of the Champions League as best as we can. See what we can do in a big game against Galatasaray coming around the corner. We've got to put it right now. We're out of one competition, so we're going to have to find a way of doing the FA Cup now. Carabao Cup series is over. It is what it is. We have to take it on the chin. We can only get better from this. We've got to learn from this experience. When you don't turn up, when you don't perform well, that's what you're going to get. Hope you guys enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel for what I know, and I'll see you guys in the video in the next couple of days, and peace.